it's Steve Andrich here with Saniset Fleet. We're out here with Sophia for Battle Motors, and we're at TevCon 2024, and we're super excited. You know, Saniset side, most of who we've been working with is entertainment, but entertainment is very tactical and on the move, similar to how military is tactical on the move. So there's a lot of similarity between the two, and I think after being at TevCon, the military kind of sees that. A lot of the times we come to these events with these EV vehicle providers, and the vehicles are all coming on flatbeds or being trailered in. With this, and us being so comfortable with Battle Motors, we actually drove the vehicle from LA to San Diego, helps us monitor the performance. But with that, we were towing our CleanGen, 14,500 pounds. And on the Saniset side, we chose to work with Battle Motors because we really couldn't find a Class 6 vehicle that could handle that tow capacity. Not only were we bringing the 14,500 pounds down, but we brought all of our modular chargers and stuff like that in the back of the stake bed, which is another 1,000 pounds, 1,500 pounds. And the truck actually performed better than what it was spec'd out at. So that's why we're excited to work with Battle. Sophia's here, and we're just gonna jam about kind of what her background is with Battle, and you know, the things that Sophia thinks are important, you know, with Battle as a company. And we're super impressed. We're super stoked. So
awesome. Well, glad to partner with you here. And yeah, no, I'm relatively new at Battle. I've been here about like 9 weeks now. I have a background in EV charging. Prior to that, I was in the medical space, but even the past few years with, you know, the whole infrastructure piece of it, like that is something that the US actively needs to build out. And now being on the OEM side of it, it's interesting to see where we are with that, trying to validate it, trying to find other partners that are looking at the whole solution versus just one thing. So
yeah, totally. Yeah. Super cool. So Battle, as far as a truck company, the truck is like super durable, right? It's used for refuge, which is heavy trash compactors and all these sorts of things, or booms. And they've actually been a company that's also in the traditional ICE vehicle space. They've been around for a long time. They're just adapting with electric powertrains. So that's another thing I think that makes Battle important. It's not like another company that's just manufacturing an EV vehicle. You know,
exactly. We're not just some EV startup that's going to disappear overnight. We're a company that's been around since the 50s. We previously were a crane carrier, and now we're Battle Motors. So we're still doing CNG and diesel, but the focus here for what I'm doing is expansion on the West Coast, getting the battery energy part of that moving, and just eventually getting these BEV trucks to become something that's more adopted by consumers, let's say 5-10 years from now. So we're happy to report that all of our stuff is made at our factory in New Philadelphia, Ohio. We're bringing jobs to the US. We're producing everything there, and the focus at Battle, very importantly, is just on the quality of the trucks that we're doing. So when we say, as to your point, the range is good on these, like, let's have the customers see it for themselves. Let's get out there and do demos and make a product that actually works for what people need.
Our arrangement with Battle is like, customer base. So we're an actual customer, right? So, we want to make sure we're providing the right stuff for our clients. And I think everyone knows we're like hypercritical about new equipment, and we just want to make sure it performs for our client base, especially in a military application, which can be, very important. Lives are on the line, like things need to perform, and especially perform to spec.
So Steve, tell me, as a customer, what's been your experience with the electric as far as total cost of ownership?
Yeah, for sure. I think in California, there's like an incredible amount of rebate programs that are available. A lot of people are unaware of, and they don't even understand how to take advantage of that. So kind of what we're doing at Saniset is educating the client base. First, basic things, what a kilowatt is, what a kilowatt hour is, like how to recharge your vehicles if you're in remote locations, all these sort of things. Okay. And helping the customers apply for the rebate programs. They're funded in different periods of time, and they need to be taken advantage of it at the right time. So like currently there's a Volkswagen program on your bigger trucks where if they turn in a vehicle, I believe it's a Class 8 tractor, it's over before 2012 or something like that. Huge rebate available that gets the cost of the truck down, not to mention like the HVIP and ISF programs. One thing we really notice about Battle and that we like about Battle is that like your trucks are kind of customizable for the use case of your client, which is really different than other truck companies that we see.
That is one precedent that we're trying to set within the industry. We don't just want to be a standard, OEM. We want to create something that's truly of value for the customer and that's quality long-term that'll work for them. So, kind of where our management team stands with that, if somebody has something complex or something unusual with engineering they'd like to bring to us, we're absolutely open to that and we'll try to find a solution that works. So when you were exploring Battle Motors, were you concerned about total cost of ownership?
Yeah, I mean, I think all new trucks in the space and the BEV space are more expensive because of the technology and kind of the changes, and there's a lot of R&D with the companies, and that cost has to be offset. But what's cool, especially with both California and the federal government, there are some really strong programs, that on the Saniset side we explore for our customers and help them navigate that process. So, some of them for the small business programs are like HVIP and ISF, and there's also the federal, ITC program, which is a big tax credit. We're working with banks to loan against that tax credit. So maybe finding a way to be creative and get that tax credit taken off the cost to the customer on the front end of the transaction. So, at sticker, the cost is expensive. We explore all the programs where we get the stuff down to at least less than an ICE vehicle that's brand new, but perhaps even significantly cheaper. A lot of like drayage customers, for example, they're single owner operators and they've been using the truck that they're using for years, and those trucks last a long time. So,
Sure.
The purchase cost of a used truck like that, or resale cost, could be pretty affordable. So Battle is outfitted with RevOS software, from what I understand, for telematics and stuff like that. Like, what is that software like, or what makes it great?
It is, yeah. So that's our proprietary software. So what that allows you to do is, especially for fleet managers, any kind of reporting, any day-to-day activity of the drivers. It's also useful for just like time in, time out. So monitoring, how much range do you have to go, what charge have you used up that day, and then you're able to report back on that and get a better cadence for your fleet as time goes on.
And that stuff's also important for like California, or who's giving the incentive amounts.
Being a modern vehicle, like that's already programmed to come in with it. It's not something that you have to worry about, or even people that are doing manual reporting, not a thing. Like that's already taken care of with the vehicle.
Awesome.
Yeah. Our company came from a history in refuse, and as we branch out, especially with the electric vehicle stuff, we're seeing a lot of applications for ports, municipalities, a lot of food and beverage too, for like that last mile delivery that you would see. And I think increasingly we're going to see this applied for any military application. There's a lot of different ways we can take it, so it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Thank you so much for coming out and chatting with us today. We're really excited to see, kind of how you guys move along with things with Battle, and we can't, wait to hear more and keep us updated on kind of how things are going. So we're super
Absolutely.
excited.
Thanks for having me out here, and we're excited to see what you guys are doing as well.
Yeah, cool. Thank you.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.